What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. My name is Justin, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. I am doing my normal video. This is normally premiered on a Thursday. Obviously, yesterday was Thanksgiving. For those of you who celebrate or in the States, hope everybody's doing well, though. And I just figure this particular top 10 list that I have here, I will do on Friday. So here I am doing it live, and it kind of saves me a little time with editing and things like that. So if you are not familiar, this is the list that I put together. It's my top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day coming out next week, December 1st, 2021. Cannot believe we're already hitting December here. It's pretty crazy. Thanksgiving and obviously and everything else that we just went through. But the year's like, yeah, it's gone out of nowhere. But I hope everyone's doing well. I hope that you all had a great week going into the nice weekend here. Hope you have an extended weekend. So if you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I appreciate that. So again, I go over my top 10 picks that are coming out next week for New Comic Book Day. These 10 books are just comics that I'm looking forward to, been reading the stories of, or if there's a couple issue number ones that I'm looking forward to. These are all just things that I'll be buying next week, whether it be physically or digitally to read. So I'm looking forward to it. And of course, take a moment, leave a comment in the comment section below as we go through this. Let me know if you agree with this list. Let me know if you're excited for any of the books that I'm about to talk about, or if there's any books that you think I left off. Would love to hear your thoughts and your recommendations on what other books I should be considering. And I will note, this is top 10. There were definitely a good 13, 14 books that I wanted to, get on this list. But I got to make cuts somewhere. So definitely, probably going to go over that number next week when I'm going to buy these books. But just try to keep these at 10. Before I get into the list, I just want to say a quick hello to the chat. I saw we got Brandon Comics Kings in the house. Station brother, good to see you. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We also got my man Empire Comics as well. Emp, always a pleasure to see you as well. And I also hope you had a great Thanksgiving day and weekend going into this here. Let me bring up the list right now and kind of go through some of this. Let's see. There's my face. So like I said, December 1st, crazy. But we're going to dive into it. My number 10 pick is going to be Gotham City Villains Anniversary Giant Size number 1. This book right here, I just obviously all the different villains. I know they're celebrating some sort of anniversary for all these characters that have kind of been created over time. Obviously, just looking at the listing here, 2021 marks an anniversary year for the Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Ra's al Ghul, Talia, the Mad Hatter, Killer Moth, and the original Red Hood. So they're listing all these in here, as you can see the really cool cover that they had put together as well. And one of the things that really intrigues me for this is the fact that, it's a lot of different creators are on board here. A lot of different writers, a lot of different artists. And I think that's one of the things. Obviously, I think this is 96 page. This will be 96 pages. It's $9.99 cover price. On the front says it's good to be bad. Just to list off a couple of creators, I saw Stephanie Phillips, who I've talked about on and on and on. Love all the work that she's been doing lately. So she's involved. Dan Waters is involved. Joshua Williamson, who just took over Batman, he's involved. G. Willow Wilson is listed here. Again, for the writers, Wes Craig, Philip Kennedy Johnson. Let's see. And then, so the other big one was Danny DeVito, like the actor, is going to be an author for the Penguin section of this book. So I don't know how that will go, but definitely curious. I guess we'll see. Let's see. Brandon says, I might have to pick this up. I'm already looking at a 30 book pool. Yeah, man. I think that I even though that's a lot of books, I do think this should be in your pool, at least as like a curious read. You know what I mean? And it's only one, so it's not like we have to wait for several issues. At least from my understanding, I think it's just like a giant size issue, just one time. So, and then also to list off some of the artists. Carrie Randolph, Jill Thompson, Christian Ward, he's been killing it lately as well. Skylar Patridge, Dan Mora is involved as well. He also has some of the variants some of these artists have been doing too. Ricardo Federici, Lee Bermejo, Chris Burnham's listed here. I see Francisco Matina is listed as a variant cover. Let's see, Emma Rios, Max Flumara. Not familiar with some of the names, but definitely some of the bigger names I do know. Yeah, Brennan. Yeah, curious for sure. I'm with you, man. So that's gonna be my number 10 pick. Again, just kind of a fun read. Curious, excited for the fact that all these creators are kind of working together here. So I don't know who's paired with who, or who's penciling on whose stories or anything like that yet, but we'll have to dive into that as we get closer. So that's my number 10 pick of the week, Gotham City Villains Anniversary Giant Size 1. Let's see, going into number 9, I am going with Maniac of New York, issue number 1, The Bronx is Burning. Now, this is a series, it's a new kind of, I guess you can call it a spin-off series, or it's a continuation of what we learned from Maniac of New York, like the original, I guess we'll call it Maniac of New York. I believe it was 3 issues or maybe 5 issues altogether. 5, I think. Elliot Kalan doing the writing, Andrea Muti doing the artwork, which this is what I've really discovered Andrea Muti for right off the bat. I know he's been doing Bunny Mask as well, amongst a bunch of other awesome indie books. And this is Aftershock. I'm always into Aftershock. They've never let me down. I love the last Maniac of New York set that was out. So again, 5-issue miniseries, and this is kind of picking up and continuing where that left off. And it was just really good stuff. So if you like the horror stuff, it definitely like kind of takes some ideas from like a Jason type of horror, story. It's basically this masked killer, as you can see here, kind of even looks like Jason a little bit, going around New York City. He can't be caught. He's just slaughtering people for years, and he's never been caught. And so this is kind of a continuation of that. So definitely looking forward to it. Empire says I'm from the Bronx, so I hope they do the landscape justice. Yeah, that'll be interesting to kind of keep an eye out for, and if anything, I'd have to go to you on hearing a little bit more of that, as you're probably way more familiar on the Bronx. But I always appreciate that if the artist and the writer can kind of tie that in an accurate way. The street names, the buildings, have that all kind of look like it really does fit into that location. So we will see, but definitely like that first series, thought it was great. And definitely going to continue to dive into more of this. Andrea Muti is just awesome, man. I really like his horror style with his art. So that's my number 9 pick of the week. Maniac of New York, issue number 1, The Bronx is Burning. Going on to number 8, got to throw in some magic here. Magic the Gathering, Master of Metal. This is, I believe, this Planeswalker that we're looking here is Tesseract. That's his name. For those who don't know, I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering. I even used to play on a semi pro level, or at least I was going for it and really on a grind. So for anyone who has ever played Magic the Gathering or knows about that community, it definitely has a very high competitive side to it, with a lot of big tournaments and big prizes and all that other stuff. So, Magic the Gathering has always kind of been a part of my life as I've been growing up. And so anytime, I mean, Boom Studios, I think, did really well with the first series that had come out. So this is like again, focusing on a new Planeswalker now, new character, essentially, in Master of Metal. And the last one was written by Jed McKay. And this one is, let's see, I see Scott, and I didn't have this pulled up here, but let me scroll up here, see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. So yeah, Boom Studios took this over. And yeah, Tezzeret of Esper is what they're referencing of the let's see, Margaret Scott is doing the writing. Jorge Coelho is doing the artwork, which I know Coelho. I'm trying to think. I think Coelho was doing the first stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Also a couple other artists actually listed here. Jackie's Solomon and French Color Magno, if I'm saying that right. But either way, definitely looking forward to that. And Again, if you're a Magic the Gathering fan, I think this probably hits home a little more so than someone who may not have ever read this before or played. But I will say, I don't think you necessarily need to know I don't think you need to have played in order to get into this. I think that if you're just into the style of like D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons type stuff, like I think that you can fall into this pretty easily. I see Tony, Old Wolf 65 in the chat. What's going on, Tony? Good to see you. We also got Michelle hanging out. Moonlit Comics, good to see you, Michelle. Station to you as well. Tony's saying go to number 7. Fine, Tony, fine. Yeah, that's gonna be my number 8 pick of the week. Master of Metal, the Magic the Gathering Boom Studios book. But definitely willing to give that a try. Number 7 is the Trial of Magneto. Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad to have an X book on my list. I try to lately, since I've been a little more caught up, I try to keep an X book on my list every week, being a fan and all. But I will say the Trial of Magneto issue number 3 was weird. I don't know how else to put it. I do feel they tried to fit a lot into issue number 3, and I don't know. And the way it ended was just, I don't know. It's a lot of it's like a mixture of like time travel and these random monsters that have shown up now we don't know much about and all this other stuff. But essentially Magneto being on trial for what seemed to be the death of Wanda. But certainly some surprises along the way. So I won't go into a lot of detail, but overall, I mean, I really liked issues 1 and 2. I thought the way it was setting up was really good. And issues 3, I don't know. I guess I think it's 5 issues altogether. So I guess I'm either way, I'm riding through because I want to see where this goes. But it was definitely a bit odd. Yeah, Brandon's saying definitely picking this up. Brandon, I'm curious if you enjoyed issue number 3 of this series or what your thoughts were on that. I know we talked a little bit in Baltimore about it at Baltimore Comic-Con, but I don't think you had read it yet at that point. But definitely some weird stuff happening. But either way, in Hickman we trust, right? As I know, I know Hickman's wrapping this up, and this particular book's not written by him, but I know he's involved. So hoping that we're hoping to get something good here as this wraps up. Okay, so yeah, Brandon says this is mainly being a character study of Wanda's powers, her being the astral state. Yeah, that's fair. He said he enjoyed this a lot. Fair. Like I said, I think there were just parts for me that were a little out of left field, and again, not, it wasn't that it was bad per se, but I do think they try to fit a lot of things in at once. But either way, like I said, I'm going to ride through this. So M says it's okay, he's reading this too. Yeah, I liked 1 and 2 a lot more, but we'll see how 4 goes. So that's my number 7 pick of the week, Trial of Magneto, issue number 4. All right, going to my number 6 pick. I'm going with the 2021 annual of Robin, written by Williamson. I see the artists have changed up a little bit. Cruz is listed here. Olazaba is listed here as well, and Guerrero. So I know Gleb Melnovik's been doing the main series of Robin. I was just reading issue 8 that came out from last week, and really enjoying where this just the series in general. Robin's been one of my favorites for what DC's been doing. This particular issue being an annual, especially, I do think that this is going to kind of go sidetracked to where we left off in issue 8. If you guys read issue 8, definitely left us, setting up for, as a hanger, just setting up for the next issue. I don't think we're going to get that continuation here. I think it's going to kind of, backtrack a little bit. It seems here, as seeing some of the characters here, I don't know, maybe we get some more character building, relationship building, things like that before we get back into the main portion of where this Robin this tournament's been going. This is, people have been fighting to the death, literal death here. So, but it's been really good. I've been really enjoying it. And Brandon, I think you said it perfectly here. I was just going to say, Damian Wayne is slowly becoming one of my favorites. I absolutely agree with this. It's just getting to know this character more. And again, this is coming from someone who's never read anything about Damian Wayne before. I think this is going to be something that's going to push me to look back and read up on some older Damian Wayne stuff, because I think he's awesome here, and he's definitely becoming a favorite character of mine in the DC realm. So all thanks to just this particular series. So either way, this is the annual, so I'm definitely down for diving into that. We'll see how it goes. the artwork's gonna be a little different, but that's okay. Let's see. Going into before we get to number 5, want to give my shout out here to Hailey from Shy Comic Girl. We are going to be doing the Comic Collector Origins show this Saturday, aka tomorrow, at 2:00 Eastern time. So if you guys are available, swing by. And if you don't know what Comic Collector Origins is all about, it's all about the community. It's where I invite community guests onto the show, and I ask them about their origin story, about how they got into comics, kind of how they view the hobby as it stands right now, and just to get to know a little bit more about my guests as I bring them on. So really excited to bring Hailey on. She's been awesome to the community, and kicking off her YouTube channel, her Instagram channel, all that stuff. If you haven't been following her, definitely sub her up, and I put her information in the description below. And if you're around tomorrow, swing by the channel, 2:00 Eastern time. We'll be chatting it up. So shout out to you, Hailey. Thanks again for agreeing to jump on the show tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to it. Let's see. Going to go into the next one here. My number 5 pick is going to be King of Spies, issue number 1. This is an Image book, and I'm just, any brand new series from Image, I'm always down to check out issue number 1 for. But more importantly, the other reasons that I'm totally sold on not even knowing what this is about yet, the fact that Mark Millar is writing it, and Matteo Scalera doing the artwork, who has quickly become one of my favorite artists as of late, because of reading all of the Remender stuff that he's done for Black Science. Matteo and Remender doing incredible stuff, and Matteo Scalera just has had his hands in a lot of different things over the years. So I've kind of been backtracking, seeing some of his variants, seeing some of his other work that he's done in the past, and I'm just in love with it. So Scalera is awesome, and that in itself is why I'm 100% on board with this, and not only on board, but really putting it as a top 5, which I think is I try to consider that being a bigger deal out of my top 10. If you hit my top 5 here, these are definitely, if I could only buy 5 books, ever, or read, I should say, if I could only read 5 books, this is going to be one of them for next week. So definitely looking forward to that. I see we got VP in the house. Good to see you, man. Station to you, my friend. Always a pleasure. And I see, let's see, Brandon says I would read Batman and Robin by Tomasi. Okay. Yeah. I will, I'll put it on the list there, Brandon. The list is long, but like I said, as I want to explore some more Damian Wayne, I'm definitely down for that. Empire says I've found a lot of great channels through the show. Oh man, dude, that means so much to me, man. I'm really glad that I was able to introduce you to some really cool people for Comic Collector Origins, and that's what it's all about. Origins is like, I say this all the time, but it's just like I discover cool people, and I just want to introduce them to all my other cool friends that I know, and say, hey, y'all are cool. You all share similar passions. You should be friends. So that's the goal of this, right? So I'm glad that you're able to meet some cool people along the way. And Empire, I know I reached out to you. We'll get you on the show. We got to get you on the show soon. So we'll plan something out, early next year for sure. Yeah, agreed, VP. This is definitely, the cover too. Yeah. Again, I don't even know what it's about. King of Spies, I'm assuming. It kind of gives you like a noir type of vibe, if anything, and takes place, looks like across the seas. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot though. I'm definitely excited for it. Like I said, the team is just, it's an awesome lineup, and Image, issue number 1 covers, series, I should say. I'm always going to give it a try. So, and we got Aggressively Relaxing in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in as well. Guys, make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate that. All right, let's keep this list going. Let's see, number 4, we got to go back to some Nightwing. You know that. Nightwing's going to be on this list. This is the annual. Again, it seems like DC has kind of been hitting stride with a lot of their annuals within these past, 2 or 3 weeks. So they all kind of fall in the same time period, which makes sense. So Tom Taylor, obviously, yeah, I'm excited now because he is done with the event that's been going on with Batman, the Fear State event, and looking to get back on track with kind of where he wanted to go with Nightwing. So hopefully that goes down the way he wants it to go. I see that this is featuring Red Hood. I don't know if this is going to launch off the next kind of series, because the way he buttoned up the first 6 issues of Nightwing when he jumped on at 78 was really nicely done, but he kind of left it open to, like, there's still some villains out there right now. There's still some issues that need to be resolved. So I'm curious where it's going to go. And, at least for this annual, it's probably going to be a solo, or it's obviously going to be a solo story. But I'm curious what he's going to be doing with Red Hood here. And I thought, let me see if I had, let me pull that up really quick. Cause I wanted to see, I see there's a lot of names listed, and, sorry for the delay. I should have had this ready beforehand, but all right, Nightwing. Just looking here. So Tom Taylor doing the writing. Okay, so Cian Torme is the penciler, and then it looks like everyone else. There's other names listed here, but it looks like they're all, the cover artist, and let's see who else. No, I don't know. All these other names are not even listed, at least on the website that I'm looking at. But either way, Tom Taylor, the main focus here. So, and it is 48 pages. That's what I wanted to see. How many pages this annual was? So 48. That's going to be a nice one to read, hopefully. Agreed, Brandon. He says Nightwing, another one of my favorite books. Really glad you're liking it as well. I'm glad we're out of the Fear State BS. Yeah, like I've just been like delayed on reading the Fear State stuff. A month or two ago, I was definitely on board with reading a lot of the Fear State, and I just couldn't keep up with everything else that I'm reading right now. So it's something I plan to go back and give it a shot, because I did like everything kind of building up to it, even though it's been kind of a slow build. At this point, I'm just curious kind of what happens. But either way, I know you're not alone here. I know a lot of people were excited that Fear State was finally wrapped up. So, I'm definitely looking forward to Tom Taylor getting back to, the direction he wants to go with Nightwing. So I'm very curious about that. Let's see. Aggressively Relaxing says, just got done taking advantage of Black Friday comic sales. So having a great day. That's awesome, man. I hope you got some really good stuff. Looking forward to seeing what you got. I'm sure you'll put up a video or post on Instagram or something later. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of deals you got there. I stayed away from all the Black Friday sales for the most part this today. Anyways, I know there were a couple local shops that had some small deals, but nothing that was worth it for me. I actually have to go out later, and I think I'm going to swing by my LCS because I want to get Radio Apocalypse, the foil they put aside for me. I'm really excited for. So I will get a little comic book hunting action later today. And he also says, can't wait for the new Nightwing. Really loving Batman and Superman. Kids taking a more proactive approach to making the world a better place. Yeah, for sure. I'm with you 100%. I love how Tom Taylor's writing this. All his stories that he's doing right now. It's definitely a different take in a lot of different ways, and it's very relevant to today's world. So I'm looking forward to it, and Tom Taylor just knows how to tug on the heartstrings, as I say. So, definitely emotional stuff. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's gonna be my number 4 pick of the week. Nightwing, the annual, 2021 annual. That's my number 4 pick. So moving on to number 3, the Human Target. This is issue number 2. Tom King, Greg Smallwood. I think this is a 12 issue maxi series, and man, I have to say, I had to go back through. I went through and read this again, and I really loved this first issue that had come out. Human Target issue number 2. It's about this guy Christopher Chance, who I am not very familiar with. I don't know if we're supposed to be. I don't know much else about him otherwise. Again, as I'm like newer to the DC stuff, but basically his job is to be like a stand-in for celebrities, essentially, or anybody that hires him, basically, and purposely is there to be the target of anyone who's trying to assassinate that individual. So he comes in and acts as that person, disguises himself, and basically takes the bullet. And it's some really clever like dialogue that's within this, because basically there's he's in place for Lex Luthor, and someone tries to kill Lex Luthor, this psycho guy with a bomb on his chest and all this crazy stuff. And later, he takes a bullet, whatever. Later, they stop the guy, and then later they're having communicate. They're talking. Lex Luthor is asking him. He's like, what would happen if they went for the head there? I mean, the guy shot you in what I'm sure you have like a vest of some sort protecting you. And he said something like he was like, my brains have never been my best asset anyway. So I don't know, just some like clever little tongue-in-cheek stuff that I really like in the book. But on top of that, and the biggest thing for me that stood out in this is the fact that Greg Smallwood, who I am not very familiar with up until reading this and going through, his artwork is absolutely outstanding. I was blown away by the interior stuff and this cover here too. Who he did actually I love the first cover too. The first cover from cover A of issue number 1. I think that this may be a series where I may have to buy all the cover A's for the 12 issues because it is that damn good. I mean, obviously this cover is just stunning. But Greg Smallwood, the interior stuff that he's done, it gives that real noir type vibe. There's kind of like I was talking about, like King of Spies, like kind of just looked kind of like that. They got like, he's drinking like bourbon or whatever, and I don't know. It just seemed like that noir type of vibe. You'll see the panels when you check it out. But either way, amazing stuff. Let me get back to the chat here real quick. I see the Cerebros hanging out. Verno, what's going on, brother? He says, howdy, comic lovers. Howdy to you as well, my friend. So Brandon says, Greg Smallwood did some Spider-Man and his Moon Knight with Lemire is worth it. See, oh man, so I didn't know that. I didn't know. Well, one, Lemire on Moon Knight sounds amazing. And then 2, he's doing Moon Knight, or he was doing Moon Knight stuff. I'm gonna have to check that out, Brandon, because that sounds. I mean, this was just fantastic. The artwork, it really was. So Brandon is agreeing here. Human Target number 1, so good. I'm so stoked for number 2. He says, Empire says sounds good. Yeah, it's definitely some good stuff there. Oh, we got Jason in the house. What's going on? Claiming Comics, chilling with us here today as well. Thanks for stopping in, man. Yeah, so definitely on board. And like I said, this is the top 3 for me for sure. Tom King. I always like Tom King's, mini series, maxi series, that stuff I feel like always comes out strong. So, and I personally liked his Batman stuff. So, I'm on board all around. So that's going to be my number 3 pick of the week, Human Target issue number 2, Tom King, Greg Smallwood. Make sure you check it out. Plenty of time to catch up since it's early. All right, going into my number 2 pick, got to go with Department of Truth issue number 14. Man, this series has been, this really should be a number 1 pick. It really should. And I'll explain why I chose my number 1 pick when I get there. But my number 2 pick, if you guys are not reading Department of Truth, I highly recommend giving it a shot. I know the trade is out for the first 2 volumes now. And 13 wrapped up the second trade, the second story arc. So we're back with issue 14 here, kind of picking up where we left off last, which has just been some crazy stuff. We learned a lot about certain characters within this story that we've been going along with. So James Tynion continuing to kill it here with this. And also Martin Simmons, who has become, it's very close to say that he's become my artist of the year. He has definitely stood out the most to me for 2021. And I think I've been buying all his covers now. I've been trying to, anything else that he's going to start working on, like I am down to continue to give this a try. But Department of Truth, man, if you guys, whether you are a fan of, the idea of some of this stuff that it's about, like the myth stories, I guess you could say, like, either way, I think I think anybody can kind of get into this. So it is a heavy read, I will say, heavy in the fact that there's a lot of text, a lot of story, but as you know, if you know James Tynion, you know that that's kind of been his style now at this point. He definitely, he has some really clever ways on how to kind of get a lot of extra text into his books without it being an actual novel, and still being able to allow you to appreciate the artwork that is surrounding it as well. So ultimately just some really, really good stuff there. And that's why it's my number 2 pick. I see we got Coffee and a Comic in the chat. What is going on, brother? And we also got New World Order, Biggie Shaq. What's up, man? Good to see you as well. Thanks for swinging by. You guys make sure to smash the like button. We've got 11 people hanging out here with us. Appreciate all of you. We got BLC in the house, Big Lion Cat as well. Meow meow. Patrick, good to see you, man. Hope you had a great holiday weekend or week. I guess it's a long weekend for a lot of us. So hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And we also have Comic Ozzy hanging out with us, saying afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Ozzy, for swinging by as well. Appreciate you, brother. So yeah, that's going to be my number 2 pick of the week. Department of Truth, issue number 14. Just been fantastic. It's been absolutely fantastic. Let's see. Coffee in the Comics says, just enjoying your live as I upload the new comic book day books for this coming week. Awesome, man. Appreciate you. And good stuff there. Love the content you're putting out as well. Yeah, Empire, I agree, man. DOT all day for sure. Definitely becoming one of my favorites, or is one of my favorites, I should say. All right. So before we get into the final one here, I just want to throw this in here if you guys didn't know already. This Tuesday, John and I were breaking down Omni X-Men, the annual. I believe Chet Knight, he's going to be joining us. I think I got to triple check that. But it's going to be the annual. I'm really excited for that. Looking forward to annual 4, the king size annual 4 for X-Men. So we just finished the Dark Phoenix saga. We just wrapped up with issue 138, Cyclops leaving the team. So, and the other cool thing is with this, for those of you who don't know, X-Men, the Claremont stuff, I've read from Giant Size and issue 94 all the way to 143. So the thing is, I didn't read any of these annuals along the way. So this is going to be some new territory for me, which I'm really excited for. I know last season, John and I had read King Size Annual number 3. And that was a fantastic read as well. Actually became one of my favorite books of this kind of era. The story was just so epic and a lot of fun. So I am down for diving back into this and checking out Annual 4. So this is Tuesday. It's going to be over on John's channel, John's Comics with Kids. If you don't follow him, I got to make sure to put his information in the description below. But I think a lot of you are familiar with him now. He's going to be, we'll be kicking it live at 9:00 Eastern on his channel Tuesday. So definitely look forward to that. Also want to take a moment to remind everybody, take a moment to leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you do not, if you think I missed something on this list, let me know. If there's something that you would love to recommend to me, I'm all for it. Always willing to hear what you guys are reading right now. So very open to that as well. So I just want to put that out there. And let me see. We have so Comics Kings, Brandon says King Size Annual 3 is in my top 5 X-Men issues. Yes, talking about the previous annual. Yeah, 100% agreed. Yeah, Perez on the art. I am totally with you, man. I really enjoyed that Annual 3. So I'm hoping Annual 4 we get something just as epic, hopefully. But it'll be my first time reading it. So Empire says I ordered this book last week. I think it's the first meeting between Doctor Strange and those X-Men. Oh, that's cool. Okay, interesting. I wouldn't know. I mean, I guess that would make sense. The stuff prior to that, I don't know of any Doctor Strange crossovers, or at least not within the X-Men title. So I don't know if they've ever, been introduced over on his title before. But either way, that's a good note to kind of check out there. So definitely looking forward to it. And hey, Emp, if you get a chance to read it, man, join us, man. Come swing by the chat Tuesday, and we'll break it down. So let's see. We got Mercy in the house as well. Good to see you, man, all the way from Sweden. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping in. All right, I'm going to get in my last pick here. Appreciate everybody hanging. My number one pick it absolutely has to go to The Me You Love in the Dark, issue number 5, Scotty Young, Jorge Corona. This book, well, so the main reason that Department of Truth wasn't my number one, that this instead was my number one, is the fact that this is the finale of this story, at least for now. I'm actually hoping, I don't know how they would continue it, actually, now that I think about it. But either way, like, this team is just so good together. Scotty Young, Jorge Corona, I want more of that. The Middle West stuff. You guys haven't never read Middle West. These two teamed up for Middle West first. This is just another series that they're working on together, and it's an Image series that's just been really, really awesome in terms of, like, it got all right. First, it was really just like weird and beautiful. Like, the artwork is stunning throughout. It's about this artist, just like a painter who wants to kind of get away. Her name is Ro. She wants to get away and start her new project. So she bought this house. Who was it? Like, her realtor kind of warned her, saying, "Hey, just so you know, like, this house it's a deal, but it's supposed to be haunted or something." And she's like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care about that stuff. I want the house." So she buys this house. She's already like a successful artist, and basically it's her way of getting away from the city, away from the noise, and working on her next big project. And she has like a deadline, things are due. She has like a manager who's like calling her, reaching out, when is this stuff done, all this stuff. Meanwhile, she finds out that the house is in fact haunted. And the part that is a little strange is that this haunted house, or the ghost that's here, is really into her. I mean, and they kind of, form a little bit of a relationship. And I guess maybe that's where the strangeness comes in. But I will say, issue 4 got super dark. And I mean that in a way that, like, I really should break this down. I really should break down issue 4 on its own, because I would love to have like a full spoilers and just kind of break down kind of where this is at before issue 5 comes out. But this issue 4 got really dark in the way that you could relate to I mean, unhealthy relationships, right? Like I know friends, I know people who have gone through or have been involved with really unhealthy relationships. And that's the dark side of where we kind of take this book, even though it has to do with ghosts and, other out of this world type of stuff. It really does. It really can relate in certain ways, in scary ways, in that sense. So definitely, highly recommend this if you guys are not reading this already. It's an easy read. They certainly let Corona do a lot of his own storytelling with his art. It's really beautiful stuff, and I'm just a really big fan of his. So let me get back in the chat here real quick. I see, Cerebro's Verno saying, love this series. I'm with you, man. Empire says, yes, a good one. I just read 1 through 4 last night. That's awesome, man. He said he couldn't put it down. That's so cool. Great to hear, man. I'm glad that you just binged right into it. You're right on time for next week. You can catch up, or you're all caught up. So that's awesome. I'm glad you really liked it too. Let's see. Brandon says, the Me You Love in the Dark. I'm really excited for this to wrap up. Yeah, I'm with you. Mercy saying, damn, when did this come out? Man, come on, man. Are you talking about this issue? This issue is coming out this Wednesday coming up, but the series has been out now for 4 months. I hope you're reading it, Mercy, or I hope you can get a chance to read it if you haven't already. Really good stuff. Aggressively Relaxing saying, the Me You Love in the Dark is a good piece of art, but I'm not sure if I like it. Looking forward to issue number 5. Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, it definitely gets a little weird at times, and the general idea of it maybe might cross over as a little weird. But like I said, if you kind of relate it back to like being the emotional side of the human side of things, or how we can relate to it, like I was saying earlier about unhealthy relationships and how scary they can get, or abusive, I guess you can put it. It definitely, I feel like this definitely can hit home in that way. So something to think about there as you're continuing this series. Jason said he's all in on this series. I'm with you, man. I bought a bunch of the different covers. I love that Jenny Frison issue 1 variant that had come out a little while back. All the cover A's, all of it. It's just been fantastic. So I'm definitely with you. Coffee and a Comic says, the Me You Love in the Dark came out a while back. Oh, he's talking Mercy. Yeah, still have plenty of issues. Issues left. Yeah, that's right. Good point there. Coffee and a Comic. He could hook you up, man. I assume, if you don't know, Mercy's over in Sweden, but I'm sure you guys could still work something out. But yeah, he says, Mercy says, is it impossible to track down issues 1 through 4? Definitely not. They're out there for sure, man. They're definitely out there. Very, very Jerry Springer-ish. Yeah, man. Good stuff there. Yeah, you guys got to work it out, man. That'd be cool. All right, guys. So that is my number 1 pick of the week. The Me You Love in the Dark. Definitely looking forward to it. And again, just that's the list in general. Appreciate everybody. These are all the books coming out next week for New Comic Book Day, December 1st. 2021. We are about to hit December. It's craziness. But I hope you're all doing well. Again, hope you all had a great happy Thanksgiving. If you're here in the States, if you're not, hope you just had a great happy Thursday. And either way, hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're all having a nice weekend. That's why I was able to, do this live stream this Friday instead. Kind of worked out since I had off. So yeah, it's nice to know that we still have a full weekend ahead of us. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I got to get out of here soon because I'm actually going to get my booster shot, so hopefully that doesn't knock me out too much. But afterwards, I am going to swing by my local LCS to pick up that foil edition of Radio Apocalypse, because man, oh man, that is a beauty. And I'm obsessed with that book right now, Radio Apocalypse issue number 1. But anyways, appreciate all of you guys. Make sure to take a moment, smash that like button on the way out. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And let's see. we're getting into December here. So if you guys are still watching right now, or if whether you're watching the replay or you're in the chat right now, do me a favor. I always ask this, and I swear I'm building up to something. It's going to be a really fun raffle, and I want to keep it going. But if you get a chance, leave me a comment in the comment section letting me know kind of what book you're looking forward to, and leave me a little emoji of a snowflake emoji representing that we are going into the December and holiday season, and hopefully get to see some snow here soon, even though I know not everybody's a fan of snow. I personally am, at least in terms of looking at it. It's always beautiful, and it just gives you that sense of feeling that the holidays are right around the corner. New Year's is right around the corner. All the fun holidays and celebrations and time with family and friends. So do that. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what book you're looking forward to most, if you had to pick one, and just leave a little snowflake, and you'll be entered in this giveaway that I've been kind of planning out. So appreciate everybody watching in the meantime, and yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Saturday, tomorrow for Comic Collector Origins with Hailey. Looking forward to that as well. But until then, I will catch you guys later.